As you can probably imagine, we are quite interested in fruity things here at Banana, and especially enjoy an elegant tangerine or a raspberry with a frilly hat. Fruits are our passion, so we've put together a refined collection of sophisticated fruits to show you, the lucky ones, how this topic can be fascinating beyond the common apples and pears we're all used to eating. From fruits with perfectly peach-shaped behinds to a dangerous wart-covered snack that can paralyze you, here are 20 of the most amazing and rare fruits in the world. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel and leave a like. Now let's get started. Number 20. Buddha-shaped pear. Now, if you can imagine it, then someone somewhere can and probably will make it, like these improbable fruits. This isn't a metaphor. These are actually Buddha pears. That's right, there's a company that decided to create molds that force the fruits to grow in the shape of the plastic they are enclosed in. The fruit mold company is based in China and aims to make their fruits much more fun. And who can argue with that? These molds are most effective in shaping pears into peaceful Buddha faces, with round bellies and crossed arms, and they look quite beautiful, to be honest. Cucumbers too suggestive for your senses? Well, now you can shape them into stars and spare everyone the blushing. Tired of round melons? How about making them into heart shapes? Feeling a little naughty? Now you can make peaches with perfectly human-shaped behinds. The fun never ends. Before we continue, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Now let's keep going. Number 19. Black diamond apple. An apple that would probably have the approval of many goths around the world. If they are into expensive fruits, the unusual color of the black diamond apple is a result of where it grows in the world. These apples are a rare variety from the Hua family of apples, growing exclusively in the mountain town of Nianchi in Tibet. Its dark purple or black color is created by the excessive ultraviolet light, which is characteristic of the region. It is also influenced by the dramatic temperature variations between day and night in the Tibetan mountains. These factors cause the skin to develop a very dark color, but the inside of the fruit is very white. While they may look like these apples could be sinister, they are actually considered one of the most desirable fruits in the world. However, their desirability is only due to their unusual appearance. These apples, well, are basically useless in terms of nutrition, which is strange compared to all the good things a regular green or red apple offers, like fiber and flavonoids. So, although they are a little less sweet than most apples and also nutritionally inferior, these fruits have such a peculiar appearance that they cost between $7 and $20 each. That's totally ridiculous, right? What do you think? Is it worth paying so much more for this novelty apple? Number 18. Durian. With its spiky shell, is a very popular fruit in Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Thailand, but almost unknown in other parts of the world. And there may be some good reasons for that. Durian can come from various species of trees, but there is only one type available in the international market, which grows only in Borneo and Sumatra. With such a limited supply, it's no surprise that this fruit is not among the most popular, like apples and bananas, worldwide. There's another problem, however. The interior of the fruit, beneath those spiny layers, is known to divide opinions. For some people, the smell is sweet and delicious, but for many others, it has an extremely unpleasant odor. The flesh of the durian has been described as smelling like rotten onions, turpentine, and even raw sewage. And this smell can last for days, to the point that many hotels and public transportation systems in countries where it's consumed have banned the fruit. As you can see, it divides opinions. Some people are more than happy to put this food in their mouths, while others, with the mere smell of it on the bus, are already running to vomit. And you? Have you ever tried this fruit? How was it for you? Tell me everything in the comments below. Number 17. Jackfruit. Nowadays, there is a huge trend towards plant-based eating, and it seems that if you can label something as vegan, you can also slap a ridiculously high price next to it. Jackfruit might be one of those fruits. No doubt if you've been to the Western world in recent years or have seen any animated video of vegan chefs on YouTube, you've probably come across jackfruit. Again, it's a somewhat divisive fruit. Jackfruit is used as a meat substitute, which might sound completely bizarre, since fruit is usually not comparable to meat in any way. But perhaps, in the search to replicate the texture of meat, some people have gotten a little confused, and now they're no longer thinking straight. Anyway, some people consider this fibrous and tasteless fruit an acceptable substitute for shredded meat, and in that case, pre-prepared and packaged versions are available at high prices in gourmet food stores. But for those who aren't obsessed with thinking there's no difference between fruit and meat, I suggest try an apple as an apple, or a bacon sandwich as a bacon sandwich. Trust me, there are plenty of acceptable meat substitutes out there, and they are usually way better than this jackfruit thing. Number 16. Kiwano. Although it looks like a porcupine, kiwano is entirely vegetable, but it seems to be going through an identity crisis. This fruit is also known as African horned cucumber, spiny melon, gel melon, and cucusaurus. So, what exactly is this fruit? Well, this fruit is a bit of a mix. Some people compare its taste to a combination of banana and passion fruit, but others say it's more like cucumber and zucchini, while some still think it's a mix of banana, cucumber, and lemon. And have you tried it? What do you really think it tastes like? Let me know in the comments below because I'm quite curious. These fruits grow throughout South Africa and can be found in Namibia, Botswana, Zambia, South Africa, Angola, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe. Traditionally, they are consumed in these places and offer not only food, but also a valuable source of water during the dry season in the Kalahari Desert. The inside of the spiky kiwano shell is lime green and gelatinous with seeds. When the fruit gets too ripe, it simply bursts open, releasing its seeds everywhere. Number 15. Cherry moya. Cherry moya, how are you handling all these amazing fruits? I hope you're managing to control the excitement and not getting overwhelmed with all this fruit-based fun. I wouldn't want you to overdo it. So here's cherry moya, a fruit that has some different spellings and pronunciations, but it's still the same on the inside, no matter what you call it. It's an edible fruit believed to be native to Central America, especially in the high altitudes of Ecuador and Peru. Also known as the custard apple, it has a particularly creamy texture, although the fruit's skin has a wart-like texture, which, let's face it, is not something that sparks excitement. While this seems to be a defining characteristic of these unusual fruits, they do look a bit weird or unpleasant on the outside. But when you muster up the courage to open them, the reward is surprisingly delicious. There's a classification system for these fruits, based on how knobby and wart-like they look. This system is used to classify the fruits commercially when sold. The classifications range from nearly smooth to those with markings resembling fingerprints, to bumps that look like nipples, and even to extremely warty tips. Now, somewhat bizarrely for a fruit, there's a problem with cherry moya seeds. If crushed, they are toxic. The entire plant contains some toxins, though in small amounts. The skin even contains a neurotoxin that could induce paralysis in humans if injected. So, all of this sounds very sensible and safe to eat, right? I'm not sure I want to try it. And how about you? Would you accept paralysis along with your fruit salad? Number 14. Dragon fruit. Although it's disappointing that this fruit doesn't breathe fire or have wings, it is one of the most unusual fruits in the world, and thus deserves a closer look. The first thing you'll probably notice about this extraordinary fruit is its incredible color. Its fuchsia skin and the white fruit inside, speckled with black seeds, look like something out of a storybook or invented by an artist's brush. But actually, this is a real fruit. The dragon fruit plant is native to southern Mexico and Central America, but nowadays it can be found growing all around the world. The fruit itself has many names and is known as pitaya, pitahaya, and strawberry pear. The last name might hint at the taste of this amazing fruit, although no one can quite agree on what it actually tastes like. Some compare it to a cross between kiwi and pear, while others find it more sour, and some think it's super sweet, and so on. The best thing is probably to try it yourself, and then tell us what you think it tastes like in the comments below. There are a few varieties. The most eye-catching has pink skin and green scales, but there are also others with red skin and red flesh, and a third variety with yellow skin and white flesh. So, how about giving it a try? Then, let us know what you think it tastes like in the comments below. Number 13. Tamarillo. The tamarillo, also known as the tree tomato, is easy to understand why. These fruits look quite similar to tomatoes, which are popular in salads. Tamarillos are native to the Andes in Ecuador, Peru, Chile, Argentina, Colombia, and Bolivia, and they are also grown in many other parts of the world, being especially popular in New Zealand. The fruits, shaped like eggs, vary in color from yellow and orange to red and almost purple. They are firm and usually contain many more seeds than regular tomatoes. If you're a fan of salsas or preserves like jams, these tamarillos are great ingredients for those recipes. It's said that New Zealanders love these fruits so much, they simply scoop out the inside and spread it on toast. Well, anything's possible, I suppose. And you, are you totally impressed by this fruit? Do you care for a long tomato? Let's discuss the validity of these claims of incredibility in the comments below, because I know you have an opinion on these matters. Number 12. Korean melon. Here we have another fruit thriller. I hope you can control yourselves with this one, but it's a melon. I know, I could hardly believe it myself. Also known as Oriental melon, the Korean melon is a fruit with a rich cultural history. It can trace its roots back to Eastern India, arrived in China via the Silk Road, and then made its way to Korea and Japan. So, here's the inside. In case you forgot what it looks like, here is the red melon, so you know it's a melon. It has the shape of a melon, yellow skin with white stripes running along the length of the fruit, and white flesh inside. People tend to think that this variety of melon is less sweet than its Western counterparts, and compare its taste to something between honeydew melon and cucumber. Melons are culturally significant in South Korea. Many artifacts and objects have been created with the melon as inspiration, and there's even an annual melon festival and an ecological center dedicated to educating the public about the care and cultivation of this fruit. South Korea takes its melons very seriously. But what about you? How do you feel about these fruits? Do you like a good melon? Number 11. Passion fruit. Passion fruit is a vine species of the passion flower, native to northern Argentina, Paraguay, and southern Brazil. This fruit is widely available around the world, as it is commercially grown to be consumed and turned into a tangy juice. It's this juice that makes the porn star martini so fruity, in case you like that kind of drink. Passion fruit is super healthy, full of vitamins and antioxidants, and has a tough outer skin with a juicy center full of seeds. There are two types of passion fruit, the purple-skinned one and the yellow one, which is usually larger. Many people love to talk about the health benefits of passion fruit, believing it can help reduce inflammation. But there are also those who are allergic to it. Oh, and it has a bold side too. The purple passion fruit skin contains substances called cyanogenic glycosides, which can combine with enzymes to create cyanide. But this skin is thick and tough, and you're not going to eat it anyway, so please stop worrying. Number 10. Feijoa. Although also known as pineapple guava, Brazilian guava, fig guava, and steam guava, the feijoa is not exactly a true guava. Go figure, this fruit is native to southern Brazil, Colombia, northern Argentina, eastern Paraguay, and Uruguay. These fruits are harvested in the fall when they grow about the size of a regular egg, and they are green on the outside. On the inside, the flesh is juicy and has some different textures. There is a gelatinous and translucent flesh, and a firmer and slightly grainy flesh near the skin. People compare the taste to pineapple, apple, and mint, and it is generally enjoyed for its sweet and aromatic flavor. These fruits are relatives of guavas and have a similar texture, but are traditionally used in cosmetic products due to their strong scent. The fruit is most commonly eaten by scooping it out with a spoon or used in ice creams, pies, and sometimes even in salads. And if people don't eat it all, the birds also like to nibble on it here and there. Number 9. Physalis. Also known as golden berries, they are also called wild grapes, golden grapes, or ground cherries, along with various local names in the regions where they grow. For example, in Egypt they are called harinkash, and in Hawaii, poa. Since these fruits are closely related to tomatillos, they resemble these fruits, but they also belong to the same family as potatoes, eggplants, and tomatoes, the famous Solanaceae family, known for its toxic properties. That said, if you eat a physalis, you'll probably be fine, as long as it's ripe. Otherwise, it could be poisonous, so that's quite fun. There's also a small problem. While they may be ripe, large quantities of these golden fruits can be harmful to humans, potentially even causing heart damage, though there are no long-term studies showing effects over time. It seems like, by eating these fruits, you might be putting your life at risk. So, you need to ask yourself, is it really worth it? Have you eaten these fruits and survived to tell the tale? Number 8. Loquat. Another fruit, another 10,000 pseudonyms. These fruits have more names than a family reunion of the Kardashians. Known in various places as Japanese plum, Chinese plum, pipa, nasal, nespiro, medlar, and loquat, they are cultivated in many regions of the world, from China to Portugal. Originally from China, the loquat plant has been cultivated in the country for over 1,000 years. Since then, it has been naturalized in the warmer areas of the United States, Asia, and the Middle East, and it is an uncommon fruit. It belongs to the same family as the Cempeda, as its flowers appear in the fall or even early winter, and the fruits ripen from early spring onwards. These fruits are round, oval, or somewhat pear-shaped, measuring between 2 and 5 centimeters in length. They have a yellow, orange, or reddish skin, with white, yellow, or orange flesh inside. The taste can vary depending on the variety, but they are all rich in sugar, acid, and pectin, which makes loquat a good option for jams and preserves, though I'm not sure if they go well with peanut butter in your sandwich. Number 7. Sour plum. The sour plum was initially found growing wild in southern China, along the Yangtze River. They have a long and important history in Chinese culture, with the flowers arriving at the end of winter to announce the beginning of spring. They play an important role in Chinese arts and stories. Sour plums are also significant in Japan, where they are important both in the design of Japanese gardens and in cuisine. Eating pickled sour plums is still a typical Japanese taste, traditionally believed to ward off evil, although they are mainly appreciated for their flavor, not for their mystical powers. Sour plums are used in many East Asian cuisines, often in beverages, where a lot of sugar is added to counterbalance the acidity. They also frequently appear in sauces, along with ingredients like chili, ginger, garlic, vinegar, sugar, and salt. Additionally, there are pickles and preserves made with sour plums. These plums are only available for about a month each year, so using preservation techniques is the only way to enjoy this tangy flavor year-round. Number 6. Longgong. The name longgong comes from a Cantonese word that means a dragon's eye, which sounds much cooler than the fruit actually looks. The idea here is that the fruit resembles an eyeball when the skin is removed. It has a translucent flesh through which the black seed can be seen, making it look a bit like the iris or pupil of an eye. I guess if you squint a bit, that's what you might see. Anyway, the longgong is in the same family as lychee and rambutan, but let's talk about this roller coaster later in the list. The fruit looks like lychee in that it's assembled the same way, but the taste is apparently less aromatic than its relatives. In traditional Chinese medicine, this fruit is associated with relaxation and also, completely ineffectively, it's used as a remedy for snake bites. For the most part, these fruits are consumed raw or preserved, used in soups, desserts, and Asian snacks, and they can also be dried or canned in syrup. Number 5. Carambola. Carambola is also known as star fruit due to its star shape when sliced. The star fruit is found in Southeast Asia, South Asia, the South Pacific, Micronesia, the United States, Brazil, and the Caribbean. Considering its popularity, you might be surprised to know that this fruit is also considered mildly poisonous. It's a bit strange, however, when you realize how many foods are a little toxic. It makes you look at things differently, right? Anyway, besides the neurotoxins contained in this fruit, it also has flavor. It is often described as sweet with a hint of acidity and has been compared to apples, pears, and a mix of flavors. So, even though it's a little dangerous, at least the experience of eating it is pleasant. But still, it's really important to avoid this fruit if you suffer from any kidney disease, as it can be fatal for people with kidney failure, and that's no joke. Number 4. Kiwi. Available only for a brief window of 2 weeks in early autumn, the akibi is a valuable and revered food, especially in Japan. This fruit with purple skin and an alien brain-like appearance looks like something from Star Trek, with a colorful look that screams for attention. But this thing only shows up for a fortnight and almost no one has ever heard of it. And apparently, the taste is something acquired, to say the least. The fruit's taste is bitter, extremely bitter in fact. Doesn't that sound delightful? The best way to eat it, according to some people, is to wait until the fruit ripens so much that the skin bursts. But due to its strange taste, the fruit is really used as a vegetable, often stuffed with meat and fried or even used in a stir-fry. And if you're skilled, the vines of this fruit can be braided to make a good basket. Number 3. Rambutan. A fruit with a name that, when translated from Malay, means hairy, which already gives a good idea of how it has been perceived over time, and it's easy to understand why. Yes, this is a hairy fruit, resembling its relative, the lychee. There are countless varieties, which have different characteristics and varying levels of sweetness, with different proportions of giant seed to edible fruit. The fun never ends with rambutan. Some are so sour that even monkeys refuse to eat them. When you get a sweet one, you usually eat the fruit peeled or even cooked if you're feeling adventurous. Go ahead, folks. Number 2. Salak. Almost there! Can you believe all these rare and incredible fruits? This is getting out of hand. The salak is a species of palm tree that produces these oddly shaped fruits. It is native to Java and Sumatra, and the fruits are also known as snake fruit due to their scaly, reddish-brown skin. To eat it, just pinch the tip of the fruit to peel off the skin, revealing the pulp. Inside, the fruit divides into 3 parts, 2 or 3 of which contain a large seed, which is inedible. The pulp has a flavor that mixes sweetness and acidity, with a texture similar to an apple, and it can be juicy and crunchy or dry and crumbly, which frankly sounds like the less desirable version, unless you like dry and crumbly fruits. Number 1. Buddha's hand. This is a strange-looking fruit, also known by the fruitier name citron finger, which, from what we know, looks like a lemon full of fingers and is said to be fragranced like paradise, hence the name Buddha. During Chinese New Year, the Buddha's hand is often served, as it is believed to symbolize good things like wealth, happiness, and longevity, which is why it is very popular in Chinese homes during this time, despite its high price. The fragrance of the Buddha's hand plant is similar to lavender, and it has been used for ornamental purposes and presumably to make things smell like old talcum powder. Although it is a popular fruit, it has a rather strange appearance, like a Bart Simpson hairstyle, so it's unlikely to win beauty contests. However, it has some uses that make it more appealing. Its skin is highly aromatic and makes a great addition to cocktails. It also appears as marmalade or as a crystallized fruit in a unique way. These fruits have been used for centuries to create beautiful forms like flowers or birds, serving as centerpieces in banquets in ancient times. So, this could be a sacred hand with a divine scent that has adorned tables since ancient times, blessing homes with happiness and wealth. But does it taste good? Have you ever tried this fruit? Let me know in the comments, because I think this is a question we really need to answer so we can all sleep more soundly at night. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you liked our content, please subscribe to our channel and leave a like. Also, check out other interesting content that's appearing right now on your screen, and I'll see you in the next video. See you next time.